I came home when I came at school, so she passed away.
Nothing anyone should ever have to experience, let alone a parent. Too close for anyone's comfort, EFF and farmers face off in Groblersdal. And doubters be damned. Bafana Bafana won. Now what? Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
This is Eyewitness News.
Mourning the death of a fellow student shot and killed by a gangster's stray bullet. 12-year-old Firdous Kleinsmit was at the Ikhlasi near primary school in Mitchell's Plain when the shooting happened.
She just said my daughter was shot. I came home when I came at school, so she passed away. There's nothing I can say that can describe how we feel.
This was just moments before he left his home to fetch his daughter's body at Salt River Mortuary. Firdous has been laid to rest in accordance with Islamic rites this afternoon. Last night, angry Mitchell Plain residents protested. They want to know, as do we, how many innocent people, young and old, have to die for this violence to stop.
Sterling around-the-clock investigative work by the investigating officer Detective Sergeant Bradley Skierman, who is attached to the anti-gang unit, led to the arrest of a 27-year-old male this afternoon.
Death threats and simmering tensions in Groblersdal.
Firstly, we want to affirm the right of everyone to protest, to express whatever opinion they may want to express in the courts, but such protests must be done peacefully. They must be done in line with the laws of the Republic. We condemn any form of violence, of blockage, of any forceful entry in our courts.
The state in the farm case in Limpopo says 2 farmers accused of assaulting their security guard should be released from custody due to safety concerns. Piet Groenewald and his son Stefan Greef were back in court today for a bail application. They were arrested earlier this month after they beat up their employee and unleashed a dog on him. The guard recorded the attack on video, which has been widely circulated online.
You see what he's getting? He want to beat me. And this one, you see?
Investigating officer Gregory Maliasenya, who's been cross-examined by the defense, says the witness won't be safe should the accused be released on bail. He says the witness, whose identity has been withheld, has been receiving death threats from an unknown person. Staying with the EFF, their leaders will miss the State of the Nation address next week after they were banned.
And now suspend the proceedings.
And this was upheld by the High Court. Their 1-month suspension comes exactly a year since its MPs stormed the stage to protest President Cyril Ramaphosa over the Phala Phala saga. The party says the suspension is to silence them and to protect the president. So we've established that we are a doubting lot, especially when it comes to Bafana Bafana. We're so used to them losing. Can we now adapt to getting used to them winning? We might have to after they beat Morocco last night.
The giant killing at the Africa Cup of Nations continued on Tuesday evening as Bafana Bafana beat FIFA World Cup semi-finalist Morocco 2-0. Goals from Evidence Mahopa and Tebogo Mokoena secured South Africa their second win of the tournament in Ivory Coast. The victory for Hugo Broos's side makes it back-to-back wins over the Atlas Lions, and it also means they're the only side to have beaten Morocco over their past 13 fixtures. Only 8 teams remain in Ivory Coast, and the quarterfinals will take center stage from Friday. Those fixtures see Nigeria up against Angola, followed by the DR Congo against Guinea. Then Saturday, Mali take on Ivory Coast, and then for South Africans, hold your thumbs because we take on Cape Verde. That clash is at 10 p.m. Thola Gelimganga, Eyewitness News Sport.
A good sign for the elections. For the first time in 30 years, registrations for the upcoming polls have surpassed the 27 million mark. The Independent Electoral Commission of South Africa says people between the ages of 30 and 39 have the highest number of registrations on record. Burn and destroy, the favoured language of protest. This time, a Golden Arrow bus carrying passengers in the Drift Sands area in Cape Town was pelted and burned. The motive for the attack is still unclear, but it appears to be linked to protest action in that area.
At approximately 7 o'clock on Tuesday evening, a Golden Arrow bus carrying passengers in the Drift Sands area was set upon by unknown assailants who pelted the oncoming bus with stones. Once the bus driver brought the bus to a halt, he and the passengers were forced to exit the bus. These perpetrators then set the bus on fire and it was completely gutted as a result. Fortunately, no injuries were reported and a case has been opened with SAPS.
The United Nations Security Council will meet in New York today to discuss the situation in Gaza as pressure mounts to ensure Israel complies with Friday's International Court of Justice order to temper its military operations and stop the killing of Palestinians. While the world's highest court did not explicitly order a ceasefire in the occupied territory, Israel has been compelled to stop harming civilians who've borne the brunt of its 3-month-long military offensive.
And I suppose what confronts us now is what do we do if there is no implementation? And that is the question all nations must answer today, because it is a body of the United Nations that has set out these provisional measures. It's not the South African government or South Africa on its own. It is the International Court of Justice.
And that's it from us. Don't forget to download the Eyewitness News app. You can find that in any app store.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.